Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. I am Florence Joshua. Welcome. The debate on rotational presidency has resurfaced as Nigeria's complex political landscape continues to be an issue of great concern. This follows the rejection of a bill that sought the formalization of the system in the Constitution on the floor of the House of Representatives. In this special report, Clearview News' Imofon Okon, who sought the opinion of some Nigerians on reasons why the system should or should not be legalized in the country.
The idea of rotational presidency was conceived in Nigeria in 1995 during the National Constitutional Conference under the regime of former Nigerian ruler, late President Sani Abacha. Many argued that rotational presidency among the various ethnic nationalities and 6 geopolitical zones that make up the country could foster national unity and equitable representation. Meanwhile, the debate over rotational presidency, which resurfaced on Tuesday during plenary, did not go down well with some lawmakers.
The House of Reps members will certainly kick against it because it won't favor the cause of some of them. Many of them are really not sincere. Many of them have been there since 1999 and haven't been quite useful to their various federal constituencies and all of that. Their monthly salaries alone is enough to fix development issues in each community, right? So they won't want anything that will pose as a threat to whatever it is they are earning right now.
Their members brought it maybe from the minority. Then the majority will say no because they know it will not benefit them. So they don't want the minority to come up.
Some Nigerians are of the opinion that if the bill is allowed to scale through, it will cure the age-long injustice meted out on the minority groups in the country and curtail various agitations.
In our nascent democracy now, as it stands, we need to have it. It's a must that we have to have because so that you douse tension. Because this idea of everybody wanting to become president, even if you've had a shot, maybe 1, 2, 3 times because of your numerical advantage, you want to keep it, take advantage of your numbers. So I would want, let it be rotational.
Yes, we all know how our system works. Our system doesn't work the way it should work. But if it should work the way it should, then power should go round. Everybody should feel included in politics in Nigeria, because the parts of Nigeria that are not really taken importantly, are not given chance to rule, always breed this resentment, and we need unity in Nigeria. So that would really foster unity in Nigeria if all parts of Nigeria are allowed to rule.
Like if you go to the north, only Fulani want to pick over. Check the people that have been president in Nigeria. They are all Fulanis. So any other person from the north, they say it is not part of them. I get me right. Then you come to the south, it's only the Yorubas. Even that of Goodluck Jonathan was by accident. It's accidental because his master died. So he has to take over. Even they dragged it not to give it to him, but posterity did not allow them to succeed. So it should be better to be, even if they don't want to make it this geopolitical zones, let him make it that tribe by tribe, because we have this major tribe that have been presented and known in this nation, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. Let them rule.
If rotating the presidency among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country is going to bring peace and stability, it's going to ensure, the stability of the hard-fought democracy, so be it, because it will mean that not everyone, some people are not left out, because as it is, some persons are left out, and that's what causes the agitation that we have every now and then when elections are approaching, you now see, oh, it's our turn. Well, you know what I mean.
As for me, if it is rotational, it's better, but that rotational depends on the type of person that will come in. Nigeria needs person that will serve them better.
Because if you look at it, we have the North, in power for 8 years. The previous government that just passed on before the President Tinubu and Shatima. we have Muhammadu Buhari there. And after that, there was a rotation of the power moving to the southwest. So to me, I feel it's already, in existence. So it might not be passed into law, but I think that's what we're practicing.
If the president is allowed, then it is no longer democracy. Yes, because it's allocation. This allocation of slot to a particular zone, it's no longer democracy. Because democracy must be somebody that the whole masses wants. A particular region may bring out somebody that the other region may not like. But because it is their turn, they have to present the person. But if it is a democracy, throw it open.
Contrary to the wishes of some Nigerians, the House of Representatives on Tuesday rejected the constitutional amendment bill seeking to rotate the office of the president and vice president among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
In my little experience in Nigeria, whenever you do this, every tribe in every state will also come out and say it's their turn. Merit prevails, sir. I think part of the reason why this sense of injustice continues to go on is because of the failure of governance, the failure of social equity. So, Mr. Speaker, I implore that we do not set a dangerous precedent and put it in the Constitution without due diligence, which I'm sure the Constitutional Review Committee will do so.
The 6 geopolitical zones, which include the northeast, northwest, and north central in the northern parts of the country, and the southeast, southwest, and south-south in the southern parts of the country, were introduced as a remedy to the marginalization in Nigeria. Imefon Okon reporting for Clever News.
In a rather sad development, a member of the House of Representatives from Zamfara State, Aminu Jaji, has decried what he described as the terrifying insecurity in his constituency, narrating how bandits fed newborn twins to their dogs. He painted a harrowing picture of how bandits attacked, committed mass kidnappings, their crass lawlessness which have left the communities in his constituency devastated and many residents displaced. This came as the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, expressed concern over the current insecurity in the country, blaming the situation on spillover effect from the Sahel region, particularly Sudan and Niger. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, said the military is more determined than ever to go after all terrorists to restore peace and stability in the country. Meanwhile, the abductors of the Ward 5 chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC in Osea local government area of Ondo State, Nelson, have reportedly seized 2 persons who have volunteered to deliver the 5 million naira ransom to release the party chieftain. Following his development, the kidnappers are now demanding 30 million naira to release Adepoigi and the 2 bearers of the ransom. The APC World Chairman was abducted around 10 p.m. on Monday outside his residence in Ifon, where the gunmen assaulted him before forcibly taking him away. After initially demanding 100 million naira, the kidnappers had lowered the ransom to 5 million and food items after negotiations. However, upon receiving the 5 million naira, they reneged, demanding 30 million naira for the 3-0 safe return, with the development intensifying fears amongst Nelson's family and political allies who had hoped for the return of the APC chieftain. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpeholo has urged South-South monarchs to support President Tinubu in the 2027 general elections to foster stability and progress. The governor made the appeal while receiving the monarchs at the government house in Benin City. He added that the traditional rulers have a major role to play in community policing, encouraging them to support the security agenda of President Tinubu.
The visit marks the first official courtesy call on Governor Monday Okpeholo since his assumption of office. Leading the delegation on behalf of the forum's chairman, the vice chairman, South-South Monarchs Forum, His Royal Majesty Major General Felix Majokoro, retired, congratulated the governor on his electoral victory and his success at the Election Petition Tribunal. He also commended his earlier developmental strides and his commitment to upholding the dignity of traditional institutions.
You are the beacon of leadership Edo State solid lays at this critical time of its development. we must not fail to acknowledge your bold and courageous decision to restate the full rights and privileges of His Royal Majesty Omonoba Edo Ukwu Opolopolo, Oba Ewera the second CFR, the Oba of Benin, that were denied him, and also the attempt to balkanize Benin Kingdom into several chiefdoms, a situation that would have altered the resilience, culture, and tradition of the Benin people.
In his remarks, Governor Opeyolo expressed deep appreciation for the visit and appealed to royal fathers to lend their voices in support of President Bola Tinubu's efforts to improve national security. He emphasized the need for unity among traditional rulers to speak with one voice on matters of national importance.
There will be a need for southern governors to come together and the traditional rulers to come together and have a common meeting. I want to beg the traditional rulers to help the president, to support him, because I know that the traditional ruler really, for me, have a major role to play when it comes to community policing. So for me, I said, the second term of Mr. President is non-negotiable.
The governor further stated that President Bola Tinubu deserves a second tenure, citing the administration's ongoing efforts to reposition the country and deliver meaningful change. Abiola Alafe reporting for Clever News.
In another development, a loving grandmother of 2 students has touched many hearts after she brought 6 chickens to pay school fees for her grandchildren. In a series of photos shared by a Facebook user, the grandmother and her 2 beautiful grandchildren are seen sitting pensively while the principal inspects the large chickens. Some people who saw the photos were moved and wanted to help. They kept returning the pay bill number to support the girls. And finally, the school provided an account number. Meanwhile, a senior lecturer at the Department of Political Science, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Dr. Christian Okeke, has called on the Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oluyode, to resign following the mass failure recorded in the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. Okeke said the registrar's emotional apology was insufficient, insisting that only his resignation and the release of the actual results will bring justice to the affected candidates. He further criticized JAMB for initially denying any fault, saying it only took sustained public pressure and threat of legal action for the board to admit its failings. The call comes after JAMB on Tuesday admitted culpability for the technical lapses that marred the 2025 UTME and rendered results invalid in several centers across the country.
Thank you. We are conscious of the painful damage it has inflicted on the reputation of JAMB. As registrar of JAMB, I hold myself personally responsible including for the negligence of the service provider and I unreservedly apologize for it. And the trauma it has affected Nigerians to, directly or indirectly. Once again, we apologize and assure you that this incident represents a significant setback for the board's reputation. We remain committed to emerging stronger in our core values of transparency, fairness, and equity. It is our culture to admit error because we know that in spite of the best of our efforts, we are human. We are not perfect. I'm sorry. The only consolation we have in this case, it is that it is just one of our two service providers that did not do well by uploading improperly. But it was not a case of glitches nor sabotage. There were technical errors. We discovered, we created what the patch, but one of our two service providers did not do well. Thank you. By Tuesday morning, with the CEs, that is our chief external examiners, the experts, and Mr. Shidoka, a former Minister of Aviation, we started samples of responses and reviewed. We compared the results, and we are finding interesting correlation, except in these 157 centers where distortions had occurred. We unanimously agreed that each state of the Federation be sampled. No sign of any abnormality so far has been detected.
The continued hearing of the alleged 19 billion naira case filed by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation against Fidelity Bank PLC and 3 others have suffered a setback, as the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos adjourned the matter to 21st May 2025 to allow the prosecutor to serve the defense team an amendment charge. During the resumed sitting at the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos State, Justice Felix Aloga cautioned the prosecutor over withdrawing and substituting the charges with another fresh application, saying it would amount to an abuse of the court process to withdraw and later apply for an amendment charge in a case already before the court. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Dex, or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Florence Joshua. Bye for now.